Hi guys, so today I am going to show you how to take a regular old ugly sweater and really amp it up to make it hideous. I am going to an ugly sweater party this weekend and it's my first one ever, so I really want to make this sweater something special. Alright guys, so you're going to want to make sure that you have an ugly sweater and has a kitten on it. And accessories for decorating your sweater. I have a bell, a bow, a Santa hat, and some feather boa with tinsel. You're going to want a sewing kit, scissors, and a glue gun. Now first, mine came with this little tiny bell and I don't want it. I'm going to glue on a big one, so I'm going to cut it off. Get all the fuzz out. And I'm going to take my little jingle bell and my needle and thread. I like getting these little travel kits. They're like pre-threaded needles and they're like 99 cents at a drugstore. They're super awesome. I cut off the thread. Then I'm going to knot my end. As you can see, I'm doing here. Then since I have a sweater, I'm going to put some glue on the end of it just to make sure that it doesn't come out since the knit is rather thick or thin. I don't know. Make sure it dries. Through where I want it, attach the jingle bell. Through to the opposite side. And then I'm going to knot it twice, just to really make sure we get a good secure knot. Put some glue on the end to make sure it stays. Cut that off and let it dry. There we go, that's good. So now my jingle bell is secure, yay! Next I'm going to take this bow, which is 2D. I'm going to put a piece of paper underneath just to make sure that it doesn't glue to the other side. Going to take my bow and my hot glue, get it on the bow, and then I'm going to apply it right to the sweater. Let it dry. And now I'm going to put it onto the sides of the bow just to make sure that everything is stuck down and won't like lift up and look silly when I have it on. And that is the bow secure. So now I'm going to take this 2D Santa hat, I'm going to put a 3D Santa hat on it, and this one has sparklies and it's cool. But I don't want it to be double layer with the fur because it won't lay right, so I'm just going to cut off one side of just the fur. And now these bits stick out on the sides a little bit, so I'm just going to glue those down. Get off any fuzz that's on the ends from cutting it, and glue the other side down. Now we're going to take the piece of paper again and put it in between the two layers of the sweater. Position our Santa hat how we want it and glue it down. I'm going to start by gluing just the white fuzzy part first to the very base of it just to make sure I have it in the right place. Jam out while waiting for it to dry. Now it flops down and I don't want that. So I'm going to secure it. And I'm going to fold it over so that it covers the rest of the detail on the hat on the sweater. So first I'm going to glue it together where it's halved. Then I'm going to glue the half part down onto the sweater because it's still flopping around. Just a couple dots of glue should do. Then I'm going to glue down the little ball just to make sure it stays. I don't want any exposure to the picture that's underneath our 3D decorations. Let it dry. Jam out. Get rid of all the strings that hot glue gun cause, and there is the Santa hat done. These came with these little tiny bows, which I found super awesome. It's one less thing I had to do. Now I'm going to put the boa on the cuffs of my sleeve, and I'm going to measure out what my wrist is, and it's pretty much the size of a hydrogen peroxide bottle. So I'm just going to use that, just so when I put on the actual shirt, the boa doesn't tear off because it's too tight. Unravel our boa. And now I'm going to want to measure it out onto the sleeve, and I'm going to leave just a little bit of space so that I have glue room. Cut that off. Fuzz everywhere. I'm going to want to glue it just a little tiny bit at a time instead of gluing the whole thing, and then the glue would dry and it would just be a whole big mess. So we're just going to go around gluing it bit by bit by bit. Another bit. And another bit. Hi. And we're going to just keep gluing all the way around until we are all done. By the way, I never noticed how much I purse my lips when I concentrate. I kind of look like I'm smelling something not very pleasant. Jam out to Christmas carols. And we're going to cut off most of the end, but still leave a little bit on so we can glue it down. These feathers get everywhere. Get some of the fuzz off and glue it down. Yay, that's one sleeve done. And feathers everywhere. Make sure it's all secure. Other sleeve. Now we're going to start gluing the sleeve down, but first we're going to want to measure it again and leaving on just a little bit at the edge. Gluing it down. And now guys, really watch out with this hot glue gun because it is so easy to burn yourself. I burned myself a couple of times, and there will be a compilation at the very end of this video as a little treat for everybody who waited. We're going to keep gluing all the way around until we're done. Just keep gluing, just keep gluing, just keep gluing, gluing, gluing. What do? We glue. Cut off the excess, shed it a little bit just so you don't get any feathers in there, and glue on the very edge. Finally figured out that if I held it down with scissors, I wouldn't burn myself at the very end. Yay! And this is our ugly sweater done, made even uglier by adding 3D accessories. Here it is on. Here's a up close with all the details. Ooh. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Bye guys. Afterward, I decided I wanted to glue some boa around the neckline just to give it a little more extra oomph.